Now, if you see over here, like if you see this website, right, this is a dummy website, okay, and if you click on this, right, click me, it gives you an alert boxes, right? After that, you cannot perform any action on this particular page, right? Can you see I'm not able to click any of the menus, any of the buttons over here because I have an alert box. Okay, so this is called as an alert box. Okay, this is called as a JavaScript confirm box, right? Because we have two buttons, right? Cancel or OK. You can either cancel or you can OK. Click on OK, right? So it's asking for a confirmation. Okay, we'll see all of these in details, but just to giving an example, what are alert box? Okay, this is something called as a prompt box. Alert box prompts you for some users, some input. Okay, now this is one example. Now this is also a dummy website. If you click on this, okay, it's opening in another window. Okay, can you see if you click on this, it's opening in another window. Okay, I'll close that window. So this is one of the example of multiple windows. Now, if you see, this is a frame. Okay, this entire website, within this website, okay, there is one frame, and within that frame you have an element. These are the three things which usually you encounter when you are working with Selenium. Okay, just a background information of what alert is, what a frame is, and what is your windows. Okay. Okay, so moving back over here. Okay, so if I create, let's say this is your entire website. Okay, this is your entire website. I mean, your web page, your application. Okay, so what are the steps for launching the browser? You people know, right? First, you have to say, first you have to define the property. Okay, and then you can say WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver, right? This is your step number one. Okay, this is your step number one. Now, exactly what happens at this step, okay, so those who have attended my previous Java sessions, they exactly know what happens at this step. Okay, WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. And what exactly is happening in the background? Why do we use WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver? What is WebDriver? Again, it's an interface, right? Can we use Chrome driver is equal to new Chrome driver? Yes, you can. Okay, so at background, what is happening is we are creating an object of Chrome driver, and this driver is pointing to this particular object. Okay, now what's the second step is? Second step is you load your URL, right? So you say driver.get. Okay, you say driver.get, and within that you have your application. Okay, you have your application URL. Okay, so first what we will do, as usual, we'll follow the same pattern which we used to do. We will first try to understand the concept, and then we will move on to the coding part. Okay, you say driver.get and you specify the application URL, and this is your application. Okay, this is your application. Okay, this is your application. So at this particular point of time, this driver is pointing. Where exactly is this driver pointing, guys? At this point of time, this driver is pointing where? Can anyone tell me? This driver is pointing to this application. Am I correct? This driver is pointing to this application. Okay, so I have loaded my application into this driver, and this driver is currently pointing towards this application. Okay, so now let's imagine, in any case, right now we will first see what an alert is. Okay, or any type of alert or confirmation boxes you have, right? If you want to enter, okay, let's say you are trying to enter a building, okay, or anything. Let's say you are trying to enter a building, right? So as soon as you get the building, okay, now you know where exactly the building is, and if you want to enter into the building, the first step is there is a gate of the building, right? First step is there is a gate of the building. So first you have to open the gate of the building, only then you can enter, right? So similarly, if you want to enter a home, right? If you are entering a particular house or any building, if there is any alert or if there is any blocker in the way, right? If you want to enter into a house, but there is some blocker in a way, what you have to do is first you have to try to handle that particular blocker, okay? And then you will be able to enter. Okay, so now if you see the execution flow over here, okay, I'm just giving you a dummy this thing. Okay, let's say this is my btn1, this is my button 2, okay, and this is my button 3. Okay, this is my button 1 and this is my button 2. So I'll say btn1, okay, and I'll say btn2, and I'll say btn3. Okay, I'm trying to use some shortcut if possible. Oh, it's not matching. Let's place it over here. Okay, you guys can have understand. Okay, so this is my BTN1, BTN2, and BTN3. Okay, so what exactly is happening? Let's say my B, and this is my alert box. Okay, I'll just give a simple name as an alert box. It can be any alert box, but currently we are just focusing that it has to be an alert box. Okay, this is my alert box. Now, when you click on BTN1, okay, when you click on BTN1, you perform some action. Okay, you perform some action, and that is fine. But when you click on BTN2, it is actually opening an alert box. When you click on BTN2, it is actually opening an alert box. Clear? After that, you have to click on BTN3. Okay? After that, you have to click on BTN3. So now your driver is actually pointing on this particular application. Clear? So what happens, your driver will start executing the code line by line. Again, right? Java executes the code line by line. So first you launch your application URL. Okay, that's fine. Your URL is launched. Then you click on BTN1. Okay, it's fine. It clicks on BTN1. There are no issues. There are no alert boxes, and this is working fine. Okay. Then you click on BTN2. Okay. Then you click on BTN2, and then there is an alert box which is getting generated. Okay. After that, you want to click on BTN3. Now, when you click on BTN2, can you directly go and click on BTN3? Question to all of you. Can you directly go and click on BTN3? No, right? You cannot click, okay? Because your focus is on BTN2, right? You click on BTN2, and after that, it has launched an alert box. Okay, so as I said, if you are entering a house, right? Okay, so you got the house. Okay, this is your house, and you have to enter this house. But before you enter the house, there is an alert generator. There is a blocker. So first you have to handle that particular blocker, and only then you can proceed. Okay. So what you have to do is, we will first see the concept. What you have to do is, now this is your number one. Okay. So step one is your driver is pointing at this particular application. Then what you have to do is you have to make sure that your driver now points to this alert box. Okay. Your driver now points to this alert box. So this should be your step two. Okay. Once you handle this alert box, okay, then you can again continue your flow. Okay. Once your alert box is handled, then you can continue your flow. Clear? Is this clear? How do you handle alert? Do not worry about the coding perspective, but is the concept clear, right? If you get an alert, what do you do? At any given point of time, if you're working on any framework or any application, if you feel that if you get an alert, what exactly should you do? Is this concept clear? Now, how do you handle alert, right? One thing is you can accept that particular alert or you can dismiss, okay? So you can have two ways, okay? You can have an accept or you can have a dismiss, okay? And that is something different, okay? That is something different. But the concept remains the same, right? Even if you accept or you dismiss. Okay, so it can be accept or it can be dismissed. Clear? So this is more or less of your alerts. Now what happens, let's try to see within this same example. I have, this is all my button, right? All these buttons actually are available in a frame. Okay. Can I use Control Z? Okay, that's good. Let's say these buttons are not on the frame. I'll say I have one frame over here. And after that, I have my BTN4. Okay. So I'll say this is my BTN5 or actually 4. This is my BTN4 and I have my BTN5, that is button 5 over here. Clear? I have my BTN4 and I have my BTN5. But this BTN actually is available in a frame. Okay, let's say frame 0. Or maybe, yeah, let's say frame. Okay, let's simply say frame. This is available in a frame. Okay, this BTN is available in a frame. Now the problem with Selenium is, if this is your application, Okay. Now again, this is pointing towards this application, your driver. And if all the buttons which are directly on your application page, right, directly on your application page, all the buttons which are present, okay, it can be your button, your images, your videos, or anything which are present on your application page, okay, it can access those particular things quite easily, and there would be any issues, right? But the problem comes, when your web page contains frame. Okay? And nowadays, using JavaScript and all those Ajax queries and all, we have started using a lot of frames. And the benefits of frames are, frames are considered as an individual unit within a website. Okay. So tomorrow, let's say for live scores, right? For cricket live scores, you can display your live scores over here, and then you can only refresh this particular frame. Okay. So in interview, they might ask you what's the use of frame, right? So you can try to give some examples. Okay. So what happens in frame is, you can individually refresh the frame. There's no need to refresh your entire application or entire URL, right? You can separately refresh your frames. Okay, so there are a lot of frames which are available. For example, live streaming, if you want to do, or some live scores, or if you want to update, like play every 5 seconds or 2 seconds, you can have frame. Okay, yes, you can do operations on frame or iframe as well. You can do operations on iframe as well. So that is why we have frames. But the problem is, Selenium will not directly recognize the buttons or any field, right? Not only buttons, but any fields which are available in this frame. Selenium cannot directly access that particular fields. And here comes the issue, right? Now let's example, if you are being a native user, right? For example, for me, I have started learning Selenium. Okay, I have started learning Selenium. So what I'll do is, if I don't have an example of iframe and all, and this is a very obvious and very recurring issue which many people are facing. So what I'll do is, I'll simply go to my website, okay, and I'll get the XPath or ID of this particular BTN1, okay, and then I'll perform some operation. I'll get the BTN2 ID, perform some operation. Maybe if I get an alert, I know, right, how do you handle my alert? So I can go over there and I can handle my alert. Then I come to BTN3, I perform some operation. Okay, then I identify the XPath or ID of BTN4, okay, and then of BTN5, and I write it in my code. But after BTN3, if you see, the driver is actually not clicking on BTN4 or not performing any operation, and it is always giving you an error that no such element exception. Okay? It's giving you an exception. There's no such element found, exception. Now you get confused that you again cross-verify the XPath and ID and all those things, okay? But it's correct, right? So this can be one of the interview questions, okay? So tomorrow, if someone asks you, right, I have given a line of code, I'm writing a line of code, and it is performing, let's say 5 buttons. It is performing well on the first 3 buttons, but for the 4th button, it is not clicking. What could be the possible reason? Okay, what could be the possible reason? Can be an interview question. There could be multiple, right? There could be multiple issues. For example, the button is, there is a button, but the button is not visible on the UI at this particular moment. Okay, the button is displayed, but it is not clickable at this particular moment. Okay, it's not enabled. Okay, or the other thing is, one of the reason can be the button is displayed and it is enabled, but it is actually in an iframe. Okay, the button is actually in an iframe, and that is why you are not able to click on this particular button. Okay, so make a note, if you are guaranteed that your XPath, your ID, or all those things are absolutely correct, and it is working for some of the other elements but not for one element, that means this particular element can be in a iframe. Okay, so please keep an eye on iframe as well. Okay, so what we have to do is, again, the same concept. Now, in such cases, what we have to do is, again, your application, your driver is pointing to this application. You have to make your driver point to this application. Okay, you have to make your driver point to this application. Once you perform this application, again, let it point to the application and keep on continuing the code. And then you can continue your code from over here, okay, down the line. So this is more or less of your frame. Now, sometimes what happens, 1 second, this is entirely filled up now. Okay, so I'll say frames and alerts. Okay, sometimes now what happens, I'll create a new one. Okay, so basically, let's say this is your website. Let's say this is your window, okay, or your website, anything, and you have one more window over here. Let's imagine. Okay. Again, you have your line of code. So now I will not be writing your entire line, but you know, right? This is your driver. Okay. This is your driver, which is actually doing the part of execution. Clear? Now, this particular driver, since I have used driver.get, it is pointing at this particular application. Okay. And this is your application. Okay. If you get the concept, guys, if you get the concept very clearly, then coding is just 1 or 2 lines. Okay, it would be very easy to implement this. As I said, once you try, always try to get the concept. Implementation is a different part, but from interview point of view also, right? In most of the cases, they may ask you to write the question, the code, and in most of the cases, you know, most of the interviews are more focused on your basic concepts, right? On your basic concept, like I mean, yeah, it's a very simple one-liner code: driver.switch2.alert to accept. That's it. It's just a one-line code, but there is some logic behind it. There is some concept behind it, right? So you should get the concept rather than only the single one line of code. So first we will study the logic over here, the basic concept. Now this is your application, and within this application, I have my one BTN1, and I have my one BTN2, and I have my BTN3 over here. Okay, simple example. So I'll say this is my BTN1 and this is my BTN2. Okay, BTN1 and BTN2, and I have my BTN3 over here. Now let's imagine if you click on BTN1, okay, that's fine, it's working fine. You click on BTN1, it's working fine. But when you click on BTN2, it is actually launching a new window. As I said, right? I showed you an example on Google Chrome, right? It actually launches a new window. Okay, and this is, let's say, a child window. Okay? I can say this as a child window. Okay, child window because it is getting triggered from a parent window. Okay, so you have this child window, and there are some buttons over here. Okay, there are some buttons over here, and these are again your BTN1. Okay, this can be BTN1 again, right? Because these are the buttons which belong to a different website. Okay, BTN1 and BTN2. So what you have to do is you have to click on BTN1, BTN2, and then BTN3. This is your task. But when you click on BTN2, it is actually launching a child window. Okay, so now my question to you guys is, you know, everyone be on the chat window. My driver code I have written. Okay, I say go to this application, launch this application, click on BTN1, click on BTN2, click on BTN3. Will this work? Will this work, guys? Yes, everyone? We have 24 people in the group and 2 people have replied. Again, I'll repeat my question. This is my driver and I have launched my application. Okay, this is my driver. I have launched my application and I click on BTN1. My code is identify the XPath, click on BTN1. Identify the XPath, click on BTN2. Identify the XPath and click on BTN3. Will this work or no? Okay, there are mix of replies, but a lot of people are saying no, and a couple of people are saying yes. Okay, no worries. So this is what actually is an interview question. Sometimes people ask you this question. Okay, so if you know the line of code, that's quite easy, right? Now, many people over here, they might be knowing how to handle Windows, right? But still, if I ask this question, they're not able to give answers, and it's a very basic question. Now, when I click on, sorry, okay, so again, next question. Where is my driver pointing at this particular moment? It is pointing on application. Is it pointing on application? Yes or no? It's pointing on application, right? Now, if I try to click on BTN1, this BTN1 is in this application, right? It will be able to click on BTN1, correct? Is this statement correct? It will be able to click on BTN1. Okay, now I click on BTN2. Okay, BTN2 is also in the same application and my driver is pointing in this application. Can I click on BTN2? Yes, it will click on BTN2. Is this clear up till now? Okay. Now, after BTN2, it has launched a child window. Okay. After BTN2, it has launched a child window. And there are two buttons over here. But my code says, click on BTN3. Okay. Now, where is my driver pointing at this particular moment when I want to click on BTN3? Nope. My driver is not pointing to child window. My driver is still pointing to application. Are you getting my point? So I'm traveling, okay, from a road. I'm traveling, okay. I'm going straight, okay. I'm going straight. I'm not taking any left or any right, okay. And I have my driver. I'm going on straight and straight and straight. And there is a signal. In that particular signal, there is a left turn. Okay, there is a left turn. There is a left turn, but did I take left turn? Okay, I am going on a straight road. Okay, after traveling for 1 kilometer, there is a left turn available. Okay, but did I take left turn? No, right? I'm still traveling straight. I'm still traveling straight. So all the shops which are on the straight road, I'll be able to access. Okay, but the shops which are on the right turn, right, I will not be able to access, right, because I haven't taken the turn. So if this driver is pointing to BTN1, BTN2, and then BTN3, I'm still continuing, right? BTN1, BTN2, and BTN3. So I will be able to click on BTN3 as well, guys. Right? I will be able to click on BTN3 as well. Make a note of this point. Okay? Because I haven't taken the left or right turn. Very simple answer. If I am driving and if there is a left or right turn, that does not mean, if there is a right turn, that does not mean I have taken the right turn, right? There is a right turn available, but I have not taken the right turn. Okay. So at this particular point, there is a child window open. Okay. But I have not switched to the child window. I am still on the main application. So I can click on BTN3. But if my question is, I have launched my driver, okay, and I have clicked on BTN1, I have clicked on BTN2, and now I want to click on BTN1. My code is directly like this, line by line. Click on BTN1, click on BTN2, and click on again BTN1. Will this work? Will this work? This will also work. Will I say yes? No, guys, I'll repeat my question. I'm clicking on BTN1 directly. I'm clicking on BTN2. Okay, I'm clicking on BTN1. I'm clicking on BTN2. And directly I'm trying to click on BTN1 over here again without doing any other steps. Yeah, it will not click now. It will fail. Right? So very simple answer. You are going straight and you have two shops on the straight, you can access. But if there is a right turn, after taking right turn, there is a shop, right? If you want to go to that shop, you have to take a right turn. So to access this BTN1, first I have to switch to BTN1 and then I have to perform my operation. Okay, now what I am doing is, what I am doing is I'm saying click BTN1, okay, BTN1, click BTN2, okay, switch to child, okay, click BTN1 of child, click BTN3 of parent. Will this line of code work, guys? I'm saying click on BTN1, then click on BTN2, switch on child, click on BTN1 of child, click on BTN3 of child. Will this code work? Yes, you have to come back from child window. Okay. One thing is, I think this might work. Will this work? This area. I'm saying click on BTN1, click on BTN2 over here, switch to child window, click on BTN1 of child, close child window, and click on BTN3 of parent. Will this work? A lot of people are saying yes, a lot of people are saying no. It's a mixed set of response. Okay, no worries. Okay, no worries. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm saying is, let's get back to the basic. No, close means I'm not coming back. Coming back is something. See, this is when I say switch child means I'm switching. Okay, close means closing. Driver dot close. Okay, I'm not saying switching back. Okay, so again, when I click on BTN1, I'm pointing to this application. I click on BTN2. Okay, I click on BTN2. Okay, that will work. I switch child. Okay, I click on BTN1 of child. Again, it will work. Very good. So at this particular step, when I switch child, my driver is pointing over here. My driver is pointing over here. Clear? Then I can click on BTN1 of child. Perfect. Then I close this window. Then I close it. So this window is now closed. Okay. So now my driver is pointing where? Where is my driver pointing now? Where is my driver pointing? Now my driver is pointing nowhere or null. Even if it is pointing a child window, doesn't make any sense, right? Because we have closed the child window. It's pointing nowhere, right? It's pointing towards null. It's pointing nowhere. So can you click on BTN3 of parent now? Last step, can you execute this? No, right? You cannot execute because the driver is pointing to nowhere. So this assumption, okay, do not make this assumption, and this is a wrong assumption, that if your driver is pointing to application and if you switch to child window and if you close this child window, your driver will come back to the main application. No, you have to explicitly do that particular stuff. Okay, you have to explicitly do that particular stuff. And I'll tell you the reason why it is not coming back to child window, because if there are multiple windows, right? Window 1, window 2, window 3. And if you close one of the window, let's say window 4, then where exactly should this driver switch back, right? It's the confusion of state, right? So that is why make a note, it cannot switch back over here. And guys, there's one more thing. The session might, since there's a time limit of 40 minutes on Zoom, session will get end in 1 minute. Okay, it will end abruptly. You have to join again using the same link. Clear? And now, since we have covered the basic, we will go towards the coding part. Clear? Is this basic clear, guys? Everyone, come on. Any doubt quickly? Is this basic clear? All? Okay. Yes. Yeah. Few more. Okay. So a lot of people have said yes. So I'm assuming the basic is clear. Now let's move towards the coding part. Okay. So I'll end this session. You have to join using the same link, guys. Okay. And when we join, make sure that you remind me of the recording. Okay. Thank you.